Hello and welcome back to the FSF Podcast. This is the show that is made by nerds for nerds, and I am Tim, head nerd around this here ranchero, although we're in the alternate universe of the nerddom because Michigan is hot and it's trying to kill me. So I am inside with the air conditioning because my wife is lovely and she said I could. So, pretend there's a bunch of Funkos behind me. However, our guest today, I'm very excited to have on the show because he's an actor that's been involved with some pretty big IPs over the years. You've seen him perform on the current Netflix hit, Ginny in Georgia, but you've also seen him on other shows like Sci-Fi's Dark Matter. He's on the Adam Project, which is a personal favorite of mine. Freaking love that show. He's been on Code 8. There's been a bunch of other stuff, and we're going to talk to him about a little bit of all of this. But he's also the author, the co-author of an amazing children's book, and I can't wait to talk to him about that as well. It's an adorable book. Very, very sweet. So with all that being said, let's welcome Alex Mallari Jr. to the FSF Podcast. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Thank you, Tim, for having me.
I'm excited you said yes, and I'm excited that I get a chance to talk with you. You got a super cool resume. You've been on some very cool stuff. And yeah, I'm always excited to talk to cool people doing cool things. So you seem to be both of those, little column A, little column B. So,
golly, thank you, Tim. Thank you. I'm excited to talk to you about it all.
All right, cool. All right, Alex. So the first question I ask every guest that's ever been on this show, and because we are nerds here over at the FSF Podcast, we love a good nerd origin story. So you are the hero of today's nerd story. So in the story of Alex Mallari Jr., how did you get started in the entertainment business? What made you say, I need to be an actor?
Well, let me speak in nerd. There were many alternate universes to explore. I wanted to explore all of them. I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to stay in. So I figured the acting world allows me to do everything without being too committed to anything except the one art form. And so here I am. And then I fell in love with sci-fi. So I get to go to cool space stuff and whatnot.
Okay. So what was there a particular show or a character or an actor that you went, man, that'd be really cool to do that, what they're doing. I want to do that thing.
There was. It started with Bruce Lee. Just watching Bruce Lee do a bunch of stuff is really cool. And then the real seed that was planted came from Power Rangers.
Oh, nice.
The original Power Rangers, yes. And Tommy, the Green Ranger. I just wanted to be the Green Ranger with a Dragon Zord. Actually, I still have my Dragon Zord lying around somewhere.
Nice.
Or at least, the dagger, the dragon, dagger.
Yeah.
Got that somewhere. Yeah. So that was it.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. It's kind of amazing to me when the number of people that I talk to that their origins roll back to something Mighty Morphin Power Rangers related.
Get out of here.
You know, that
I love
which is kind of crazy to me because when I was a kid, I mean, I watched it, but I was always kind of like, it's not the greatest acting. It's not the greatest this, it's, and I was like snubbing my nose at it. Like,
come on.
Yeah, I did.
Rita comes in and she throws her little thing, and then it turns a little monster into some big monster, and you got the putties. Oh man, it's great.
The thing is, I enjoy it way more now as an adult than I ever did as a kid.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
really?
I think
I love it. Whatever.
Oh yeah, very much so. I'll be honest, I'm a coffee snob, and I didn't realize that my snobbery had also started off in sci-fi as a kid, and I was like, it's not good enough for me. But that was one of those shows that I always, because I always looked at it as like a little kid show. I thought of it, for a little bit.
It was.
And then
it was
in a lot of ways it was, but in a lot of ways it's not. And
what did you think about the movie when it came out?
The last one?
The very first movie.
The very first movie, I was like, I did years later, and I think that I would not have enjoyed it as a kid.
Oh, my heart, Tim. That's
I,
all right. You like it now.
I,
That's what matters. I'm not judging.
and what was it? 2018 when the last movie was done, the Power Rangers movie. It's like 2018, 2019, something like that.
Or maybe even earlier than that. But yeah, something like that.
I'd have to look it up, but I went and saw that in the theaters and I loved it. It was a nice, fresh, modern take on a lot of things Power Rangers related. And then, when the baddie comes in at the end, you're like, there's the Power Rangers I remember.
You see, I think that's where you and I flipped, because I was like, I'm too snobby for the new one. Jason isn't here. Billy's not here. No one's here. So yeah, I didn't watch it.
What is this mockery?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And I was like, man, I don't even like how you guys did your Megazord. I'm so happy we're talking Power Rangers, man. This is great.
Well, if I had my co-host Ben here with me, he would be just on cloud 9 right now, because he's a massive, couple of the biggest fandoms that Ben has is that they love Power Rangers almost as much as they love Lord of the Rings. And they have a very deep affinity for both. And it's almost like they're a wind up a dollar clock, it's like a point you carry. Like you need to talk about this thing for a while, wind Ben up and
here it
let
is.
them go. Matter of fact, we had Ben do a rant for the show where it was just, if you go onto our YouTube channel and you look for it, I think I have it set up in a playlist just called Fantastical Rants or something like that. And Ben goes off for like an hour talking about Lord of the Rings and going into some of the deeper stuff of Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, okay, so I read all the books as a kid. Ben reread them, and they were like, it's like he has like, it's a Bible to him. That's how impressive, how important this stuff is. But it kills me because I'm like, man, I don't remember that in the movies. He's like, will you shut up about me?
How many books are there?
Let's see. There's the 3. There's the Hobbit. There's the Silmarillion. There's a couple appendices as well and things.
Where did you go?
I want to say, and I am by no means a Tolkien aficionado here, but I want to say there's like 6 or 7 books. But
okay, wow.
And so when I said I read all the books, I meant the first. I meant the 4 that they made movies about: the Hobbit, the Fellowship of the Ring, the Return of the King, Two Towers. I read those. I never read the Silmarillion.
In 4th or 5th grade, my teacher read us the Hobbit. God, I couldn't get into it. It was just so long.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into it in the 4th grade or 5th.
Well, yeah. 4th grade might have been a little early for the Hobbit, but the thing is, one of the problems with Tolkien, and it's a problem, but a good thing with Tolkien, is that he'll use 6 pages to tell you what shade of green was on the trees. And that's before he starts even talking about the characters. Yeah. So
that's good. Tim, I got to say, I've never spoken about Power Rangers in an interview, so this might go down as top 3 of all time already. Man.
Nice. Yeah, well, I'm happy to help.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. I want to get all my toys out now. I'm just looking around like, where are they
at? Well, I'm glad to help. All right. So through your agent, I was sent a copy of a book that it's an absolutely adorable book, by the way. It was released back in March, called Pause.
Yes.
And I was hoping that you would take a few minutes, tell our audience about that book, why it was written, and why people should buy it.
Sure. So Pause is a kid's book that follows this dog named Pause around going through a variety of new experiences. And they're experiences that many can relate to, like, having a conflict with a friend, or trying to insert yourself in a friend group, going swimming for the first time. And they're all events that our first son went through. And something that we would always tell him is to take a moment, take a breath, and then tackle it, because those initial feelings, they're not the ones you want to approach a situation with. You want to take a pause, take a breath, relax yourself, and then go into it with a new perspective. And we found that it really helped him out, and so we decided to write about it. And we have this beautiful, beautiful Irish Wolfhound Poodle mix. Her name is Goji, and so we took her and created Paws out of her, and took the lessons that we took from our son and applied it too, because we just feel like it's something that a lot of kids can benefit from these days, especially with everything being so fast and everything being so on screen, and instant gratification and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like slowing down might be the answer that most parents are looking for to help their kids.
Absolutely. So I'm a father of three. My youngest is 18 now, though. So, but I can honestly, and I say this with all honesty, I would read this. I would have read this book to my kids. It's just,
thank you, Tim.
I mean that also. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be buying a book from Amazon so that I can read it to my grandson.
Congrats. How old's your grandson?
He's about 1.5 years right now. And he's,
man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
He's a fun little bugger, and I'm having a lot of fun being a grandpa. I'm a young grandpa, and I'm okay with that. My oldest son is 26. Him and his wife just had their first baby last year, so and so I'm 48, but I just becoming a grandpa for the first time, and I'm excited that I get to do this at the age that I'm at, because I get to play with them, I get to do things with them, and and it's the same reason why when my wife and I got married, we wanted to start a family younger, because I didn't want to be the old dad. I wanted to be the dad who played with his kids and, got down on the floor and played Legos and did the things, So it's very exciting to me to be able to have something like that with him, because it's also very similar to the things that we told our children, especially my boys, because now I'm not going to say that I'm a stubborn, hard-headed Irishman, but there's a distinct possibility that I'm a stubborn, hard-headed Irishman. And and so when we would go into things, a lot of times when I was younger, it was always that first reaction. Oh, I got to do this. And there's more than a 50% chance that first reaction was going to get me in trouble. And it usually did.
Same.
And so I would always talk, especially because my boys have my personality. And in particular, my oldest one, it's kind of scary to hear my words come out of his mouth at times. But I'd have these conversations with them that, you don't have to tackle everything at once. Take a step back and take a look at the situation, and then devise how you're going to move forward.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun for me to be able to read that in a book where I felt like it was something that I could have or would have said to my children, but just in a slightly different way. And probably a more appealing way than what I was telling them as a kid, as a young father. And so I really enjoyed your book from that perspective, because I thought that it was, especially for young parents, I think that's going to be a game changer for young parents who aren't sure how to communicate with their children, and to help them to kind of navigate some of those waters, right? Where there's maybe some nervousness, maybe some anxiety about how to present this, how to handle this situation, whatever it may be. And so I thought, I really enjoyed that about your book. And so
thank you.
I will make sure that we put an Amazon link down in the show notes down below. I know it's being sold on Amazon, and that way people can go buy this. It's only like $12, guys. So $12, $13 on Amazon. go buy the stinking book. It's absolutely adorable. Yeah. And by the way, at some point, I'm going to have to see a picture of your actual dog, because did you say Irish Wolfhound and Poodle mix?
Yes. Yes, Irish Wolfhound Poodle mix. I will definitely
Holy
get you a
cow, that's a
picture.
big dog.
If she doesn't walk in here at some point, she usually does, and she's like up here just sniffing my ear or something. She's
That's
the
a big
sweetest
dog.
dog. She is
Yeah.
big. Yeah. Yeah, massive. I can stand her on twos and we can slow dance the night away, and it's the best thing to have. I don't think I could live a life without an Irish Wolfhound anymore. They're just the greatest dogs.
I've only met a couple of them. We were up in northern Michigan last summer, and these guys had an Irish Wolfhound who was about a year and a half old.
Yeah.
And they're talking to him. They told me that, 'cause I'm 6'3", and they're like, yeah, let him stand up on your and put his paws on your shoulder. I was like, okay. And the dog's like looking at me right in the face. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, if you weren't so sweet, this would be very disconcerting right now.
Right. Yeah. It's fascinating. And so I have a newborn, 9 months old right now.
Sure,
and it's the coolest thing to see Goji, the wolfhound, with the little new 9-month-old just playing, and she's so gentle with him and everything. It's the greatest thing to see. It's so cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can go on about dogs all day, so
that's okay. We're very pet friendly over here. So
good.
I've got 2 dogs and a cat, so we're good, so
love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, well, cool. Now, I also read online, Alex, that as a young man, you were highly involved in both martial arts and competitive basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And now knowing that you had some affinity for Bruce Lee, that also makes a little bit of sense there as well. But how has training for sports and martial arts affected not only your daily, everyday life, but also how you bring your characters, your roles to life?
Taekwondo, I feel, is used a lot in fight sequences. It's between Taekwondo and Filipino martial arts, actually. There's a lot of the knife fighting that you see.
Mm-hmm.
It is what's called Kali. And so when I get to do my fight sequences and my stunts, I heavily rely on my Taekwondo background. And I'm able to, be conscious of where my legs are going. I'm not just flopping around, like I'm throwing proper kicks and whatnot. And I can understand when a stunt coordinator or a fight coordinator is saying, bring up your hips some more, or throw the kick this way a little bit more, project your punch that way, and it makes things a lot easier. The workflow is better. The day goes by faster. It means producers are much happier about that. And there's the sense of discipline where I can take instructions and apply what's being asked of me. And as far as basketball, man, it was just that level of competition it gives you this edge in this field of mine. Anyway, I think it's a transferable type of edge in any field. But yeah, man, I think sports and martial arts really drive my everyday. Yeah.
Okay. Now I asked this a similar question of another person who had a heavy martial arts background.
Yeah.
And they said that they felt like it helped them understand their body movement, so that when they were on screen, even in a non-fight scene, how to hold themselves, position themselves, how to station themselves for the character in the scene. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's certainly true, because in martial arts, when you're doing your patterns, your katas, whatever the term is in your given martial arts, technique and form is key. Like, they're very specific in their traditions, and if you're throwing a punch in Taekwondo, it's going to be different from karate. It's going to be different from Kung Fu. And so I feel like there's complete truth in that. Mind you, I catch myself slouching like nobody's business half the time, but when you are given that notice of just like, hey, just be aware of this and that, or hitting your mark, even, it's very helpful for that, and just being aware of like, maybe take 5 steps towards that mark, maybe it's 3 steps, who knows? But yeah, spatial awareness and physical awareness certainly is something that we benefit from in martial arts.
Okay. All right. So, Alex, we live in an age where diversity and representation is extremely important. Now, as a Filipino man, I have seen where you have commented on this in the past. So why do you feel that as a Filipino man, that representation is so vitally important?
I mean, why isn't it? Because that's what our day-to-day is now, man. I feel like there are a number of cities where and towns where it's so diverse. So why not represent the reality on screen? You know what I mean? It's just like, it is our daily life. So why not? I think that's what I always bring my answer down to now. I don't know if I had more profound or more thoughtful answers before, or maybe I don't know. It's a perspective that's changing and growing, and something I'm always learning about, and also asking questions about all the time. But essentially, it's like, why not represent what we see every day on screen? Like, I think, for example, like The Pit. I love that they have finally put Filipino nurses on a show, because God, you're not going to go to a hospital and not have a Filipino nurse in there. There's going to be there. So I'm glad that
You're not wrong.
did that, and having that that reality. It's not even like representation; it's that reality on screen. Like, yes, okay, cool. Now I can see this as a relatable, not relatable, but a show that I can rely on to give me some truth here.
Believable.
Yes.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with that. Because one of the things that's kind of killed me, and especially in the nerd spaces, they're always like, well, why does it have to be this? And why does it have to be that? Like I just did a recording for, I also write for a website called Couch Soup. And so we just did
a great name.
Yeah. Right. And so we just did a recording for the new Marvel series called Ironheart, where it's been blasted in the news before it even got out, because people were like, oh, it's a, this black girl she's taking over for Tony Stark. She's this, she's that. And I'm like, what's the problem? I don't see a problem. Tony Stark is dead. So why can't there be another Iron person? What's the problem with having it be, oh my God, it's a woman. Oh my God, it's a person of color. I mean,
right.
That's our life. We see black people on the streets. We see Asian folks on the street, in our day-to-day lives. So it makes it believable to me that would be, not every story would be told from a white man's perspective,
Right.
I mean, hey, let's look at it this way. We've had television for what, 100 some odd years. White people, you had a good run. Let's get some folks in there that know how to season some food.
Man.
Okay. So.
No, I just like that. Yeah, I just like that more stories are being told, and I really appreciate it when networks and studios allow for that to happen. And I look forward to seeing where it goes and where it leads us. And I do hope it gets to a place where what we see on screen is just, we don't even talk about it anymore, because I think that's a big part of it, where it's not a topic we speak about anymore. It's just one of those, like, it's just TV now. It's just movies.
It's just TV, right?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think that it's been a topic of conversation for so long, that I think it's now to a point where it's just like, okay, it's been talked about. Let's just move on. This is our life. This is our everyday. And I think that what you said was probably the best answers, because that is the reality of what we live in the world. So why, if we're trying to make TV and movies things that people can sink their teeth into and believe what they're seeing on the screen, why wouldn't you want it to make it authentic to real life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
I'm sure no Filipino is mad that there wasn't. I don't think there was a Filipino in Yellowstone. I don't think anyone is mad at that. It's just like, well, guys, we'll have like a Filipino congregation to be like, guys, and we're not going to get mad at that, right? Okay.
No, we're good.
We're good.
No Yellowstone.
Okay.
All right, cool.
We like it, but I can watch it. Okay, good.
Still be a fan? Check. All right, good.
Yeah, it's like, this is, yeah. I don't know if representation was, it's if it was the issue. No, that there's a better way to say that. I think we just didn't have enough stories, diverse stories being told. I think, given like if there were stories that allowed places for representation, then I think studios maybe kind of shorthanded it at one point. Then they started to really pick up. But now I think what they're doing is incredible, and that's embracing more diverse stories and not just putting someone of color on a show where I don't know, where maybe it wouldn't make sense, or a white person in a show where it wouldn't make sense. Right. It's just now, it's allowing, there's breathing room for everyone now in every storyline. And I love that. And I think we're getting past the point of that transitional phase where people, they were once angry. And I think we could stop being angry. I think we should stop being angry. and just enjoy that now, we're on the right track.
No, I like that. I think that's a great answer. See, my initial dose of why representation matters is because one of my children is my daughter. And growing up, I wanted her to have the same opportunity to have heroes that she saw on screen that spoke to her like the heroes that I had as a kid spoke to me. And so that, then it branched out from that. Was like, well, if it matters to me that much about my own daughter and making sure that she has, these people that she can look up to and people that she could, she could have her Luke Skywalker, whoever that was. I got to have that opportunity. I wanted that for her. Then it turned into, and I think one of the things that really, and I was already sold on the idea of representation long before this, but when Disney re-released The Little Mermaid, and there was with that I can't remember the actress's name, but everybody was up in arms. Oh my God, they cast Little Mermaid as a black woman, but they showed these videos. But they showed these videos of little black girls watching the trailer, and this little black girl, just the cutest, sweetest little thing. And she looked up at the television and she goes, "Mama, it looks like me." And I'm like, okay, that's where you lost me. That's where I start crying. Okay. Tissues. We got some tissues. Cause it was just the sweetest thing. And I'm like, right there. That's why it matters. That's why it's important.
Absolutely. My son had a moment like that where he was, I think he was playing Lego Harry Potter on the Switch. And there was a character that looked like him. And he was like, "Oh, it looks like me." And it was great. I was like, "Yeah, man." And it just gave me light. Like there was a point where I had moments of anger and envy, jealousy that maybe because of opportunities or lack of. But that was a marker where it was just like, we're going in the right direction. We're doing the right things. It's not perfect.
No,
but we're getting there. And I think if we can continue forward and gently educate each other on representation, what that looks like and whatnot, and be more embracing to, people may not be as educated or as exposed to certain things. And we embrace them with love and understanding and patience, then I think we can make further changes in a more efficient manner. Because I know we didn't want to talk politics or not, but there's just a lot of anger that's been happening, and I think we need to put that away now. I think
a lot of reasons
for unity now.
a lot of reasons why we need to push anger to the side. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Very cool. I like your answers to that. I think that all makes a whole
Thanks,
lot of
man.
sense to me. All right. So, looking back at your resume though, Alex, there's a lot on there that is very, very cool. And I've expressed my adoration for the Adam Project and how cool that movie is. And I just thought that was so well done. And Dark Matter's a really cool show. And you've been on some really cool things. But that doesn't mean that you've landed your dream job, your dream role. So what if we're going to throw something out into the universe? What are we throwing out in the universe to say, hi, I'm Alex Mallari Jr., and this is the role that I would desperately love to have?
I want to be in the original Office and just retire out of that. Yeah, no, I love the world of action comedy and or sci-fi. They're just they're worlds where I can just get lost in and just have so much fun creating with people. And that comes down to the work environment, man. It's so cool to be able to collaborate with such great minds and yeah. So that would be it. But as far as like one particular role, I don't have one. I want to tackle it all and every opportunity that comes my way.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I know some of them are going to falter and cause my algorithm in Hollywood to drop dead, but goodness, I'm sure I can learn from so many people. Yeah.
Hey, if Eric Roberts can act in everything under the sun, so can you. So
why, thank you, Tim.
Hey, and I don't know if you realize this or not, but they're supposedly bringing a sequel to The Office.
Yeah, I think they did. It was out in Australia, was it, or something?
No. They're making like an Office 2.0, and this one's going to be focused on like Oscar Martinez and going back to Toledo and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, get out of
Toledo,
here.
Ohio, and yeah, I read something about
that's
that the other
gonna
day.
Be great. Oh man, I hope so. I hope I get a shot at that.
Yeah, it's so it's still gonna have something to do about paper, but it's gonna be about a newspaper and a floundering newspaper. So
that's good. Oh, I got to read about that. I like that up. That sounds fun.
Yeah, check that out, and then maybe like send them a demo reel. So
hey guys, yeah,
there you go.
I don't have much here, but I have played a villain very well.
Exactly. There you go. Well, every show's got to have a villain. So
yeah.
All right. So suggestion time. And now the reason I asked you that question in the beginning about your origin and why you do the things you do is because I like to know why people tick, or what makes people tick and why they want to be an actor, a singer, or a writer, all these different things. It helps me to appreciate who you are and what you are a little more. So this question kind of follows that same premise. So this is called the suggestion time question. What are you reading or listening to that you think everybody else should know about?
Oh, we don't want to talk about religion. Cut this part out, but I'm reading the Bible.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, what else? What was the last thing I read? Oh man, what was it? They're doing a movie on it right now. Ryan Gosling is doing it. Oh. Andy Ways wrote it. What was it? Wasn't The Martian? Why it's on like the tip of my tongue. Hold on. Let me. Can I do the Joe Rogan thing where I'm like, yeah, bring that up on Google?
Project Hail Mary.
Yes, Project Hail Mary.
I did the Google while you were talking.
Thank you. Yeah. So we did the Joe Rogan thing. It's like, can you pull that up? It's good. Yeah, no, Project Hail Mary. It's just such a fun story of a human and an alien meeting and just trying to make it work together. And I thought it was just so creative and then so much fun.
Yeah, Andy Weir's a great author, so that should be a lot of fun to watch. So
yes, and I didn't even say his name right. Look at that. Yeah,
that's okay.
There's that.
All right, very cool. All right, Alex, we have reached the point in this little chin wag that it's time to ask you a silly question. Ready. So, all right. Now, it's not that silly of a question, but my other co-host, Kathleen, who wasn't able to be here tonight, she has a daughter who's 6.5 years old, and her daughter were out and about. And somebody asked her daughter this question, but not Kathleen. And Kathleen thought, well, that's rude. You should never age out of this question. Okay. So, Alex Mallari Jr., what's your favorite dinosaur?
The Velociraptor.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that there was zero hesitation. You're like,
yeah.
Velociraptor.
I've never been asked that question. It's like the Velociraptor. Yeah, with the feathers too. There's something cool about feathered dinosaurs, man. There's so, can you imagine the Velociraptor in the original Jurassic Park in the kitchen scene with feathers though? With colorful feathers? In contrast with the blue steel around. Oh, that would be so cool, man. And then their big old nail, just their talent. Oh,
world's angriest chickens.
World's angriest chickens, man. Yeah. God. Yeah. Velociraptor.
All right. Very cool. All right, Alex, thank you so much for being on the FSF Popcast today. Where can our listeners and followers go to find out more about you, what you've got coming up, and all the fun stuff?
Honestly, you could just go on Instagram, Alex Mallari Jr. I typically update that only when there's something happening. Upcoming next is a wonderful movie I got to do with a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, Brian Reynolds, and it's called Mayday. So that's coming out. Who knows when, but it's coming out on Apple. Ginny and Georgia, season 3 out right now. And yeah, Pause on Amazon.
Very cool. Well, I'll make sure we put links for Pause down in Amazon, or the Amazon link rather, down in the show notes. I know what I'm trying to say. Don't you worry about it. But we'll put those down in the show notes down below. We'll also include your Instagram and make sure that people have a way to follow you there. So yeah, we want the listeners to check out those things. And seriously, guys, I said it before earlier in the interview, but the book is only like $13. Go buy the book. It's adorable, and I guarantee that you will love it. And if you don't love it, it's because you don't have a soul. So work on that. But anyway.
And my wife did the illustration, so you got to buy it just for the illustrations alone.
There you go. See? It's a family project, and we're a family show. So support the family. All right, guys, if you haven't figured out already, selecting the follow button or the subscribe button here on YouTube is a free action, much like crying in D&D. So make sure that you click the like and subscribe button here on our YouTube channel. That helps us get more amazing guests like Alex Mallari Jr. here today to have these great conversations and things for you to be able to listen to. So, yeah, click the like and follow button. There's a little reminder popping up on the screen either now or was a couple minutes ago. Either way, but it's been on the screen. Do the thing, click the buttons, and make sure you go check out Alex's work as well. He's got some really, really cool stuff out there, guys. And if you haven't watched him on screen yet, you are missing out. So go check that out. But anyway, thanks for listening to the FSF Podcast. Alex, thank you for being on the show. And may the force be with you. Yeah, may the force be with you as you continue to live long and prosper. Goodbye.
Copyright 2025 FSF Podcast. Reference to any specific product or entity mentioned on this podcast does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by FSF Podcast. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact us via email at info@fsfpodcast.com.